watching him, and it seems as though his confidence level is growing as his skills are growing. So when you got a guy that is that desperate for knowledge, he told me that, Ryan, when he's in the room, he'll meet a kid that's fresh off the team, right? That might be a better wrestler, and he's just picking his brain. He said that he's the annoying guy in the room, that when he's around his teammates, he wants to know so much. He's trying to gather so much information. They're like, yo, we got to get away from this dude. This dude's a sponge. He's like, he really does want to be the best. And right now he's showing that at 145 pounds, I don't even know who's dangerous to him. Look, 2 weeks ago I spoke about Ilia Topuria, and glowingly. But now after watching that, it's like, can Topuria really compete against this dude?
Yes,
because Volkanovski for sure doesn't seem to think so. He told us on the show he didn't want to put him down because he has to build the fight. But the moment he was done with Yair, he was like, this guy has nothing for me. He's like, I'm going to wipe him out, and it's hard not to believe him.
I want to hurt her. I want to hurt her for 4 rounds. And the 50 rounds, I knock out Holly.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Do you feel like after you do that, you can get the next title shot?
Yeah, of course. Don't have the most beautiful girl like me.
And we spoke to your opponent earlier today. She mentioned that a few things. She said that she doesn't believe you have the courage anymore. I'm wondering if you could respond to that.
I like that she thinks she knows what's on my heart.
And then she also predicted that she's going to fight 5 rounds with you and then knock you out in the 5th round. I wonder if you could respond to that as well.
Anybody can dream.
Former UFC champion Holly Holm fights BUENO SILVA this Saturday at UFC Vegas 77, and you can watch it live on ESPN Plus. So don't wait. Click the link in the description and sign up for ESPN Plus today.
The way I see Alex Volkanovski is he's not a specialist. He's very good everywhere. And me, when I was fighting, that was my strength. I was not the best at something, but I was good everywhere. So I was able to become the perfect nemesis to my opponent. And I think he's using a similar a similar strategy. When he fights someone, he takes always his opponent outside of his comfort zone.
So you enjoy watching him?
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I love watching him. I think he's the best right now. The best, probably the best active fighter, the best pound for pound right now.
You know, anyone who is upset at either Francis for taking this or Tyson for to me, the thing is, the most amazing, and I went on like a whole 45-minute thing, but the UFC component is so interesting because this could have been one of the easiest fights for them to make because of the fact that they are in business with ESPN. Top Rank is in business with ESPN. It's not like a Maymax situation where Showtime had to get involved and they had to do business with Showtime, who they don't necessarily like. They could have, tell me if I'm wrong here, signed Francis, made this fight happen, and then he fights John Jones and everyone wins. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're absolutely right. You are spot on about that. These conversations, what people don't understand, these conversations are not new. They are 2 years at least in terms of talking to UFC about making this fight happen. After Stipe, it was supposed to be John Jones, right? I think I tweeted something long ago. Somebody may be able to find it, but I literally wrote it down. I said, Stipe, then we're going to take care of John Jones, then we're going to go for Tyson Fury. In that order. But they have their own plans and their own strategy, and for whatever reason, they just didn't want to make it happen. I kind of feel like it was maybe like the Conor McGregor effect. Like Conor made so much money from that boxing fight that maybe they didn't want to do it again. So maybe they had some business reasons. So it's hard to like really pinpoint the exact reason, but I do know that from our side, it would have been so easy and everyone would have been happy. We'd still probably be with the UFC today, and Dan would be promoting this fight potentially, right? It was just like, but I don't know. I always told them, I said, I remember telling Hunter, I'm like, you have the baddest man on the planet. We always talk about MMA, who would win in a street fight, MMA fighter versus boxer. Everyone knows that it's an MMA fighter. And you have the king of the MMA division, Francis, right? No disrespect to Stipe, but we had just beat Stipe. So, and then if we were to beat, which I think Francis would have, knocked out John Jones, then what? You beat the heavyweight GOAT, then the GOAT of all GOATs. Then the next thing you do is what? Go see who really the baddest man on the planet. But I don't think they saw it that way. So no harm, no foul. But we're going to prove it.
Everyone knows that I've been waiting for months now to face Yuri Prochazka to defend my belt and my title. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that to happen. I've unfortunately suffered an injury. I've ruptured my Achilles. Yuri Prochazka was the champion. He suffered an injury, you know, as these things happen, and he gave up the title for he gave up the belt and allowed for others to not hold the division up, to keep the division moving forward, to keep entertaining, to make sure the people had a champion. And I'll do the same. Right now, the biggest thing is focusing on my recovery, focusing on getting back to 100%.
I'm coming. I'm coming!